Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Karmic read. Actually recording this a day early, although it probably won't come out for you until Sunday. But I just got the feeling that I needed to do the Karmic read today. I've had a difficult week in my own twin flame relationship, and yeah, it just kind of felt that this was the day we needed to do it. So yeah, let's see. Spirit are saying to me that they want me to start with some circumstantial cards. I love that. I always call these circumstantial cards, don't I? Anyway, for those of you, by the way, who are joining me for the first time, welcome. I tend to sort of, mix it up with the layouts I do for the Karmic read, but this is a reading for all of you who have a divine masculine who's in a relationship with a Karmic at the moment. And when I say divine masculine, we're talking about the energies. So your divine masculine could be a female, but with a strong divine masculine energy. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, and many of you have, I know, but there's still a lot of you that are watching and not subscribing, it does make a tremendous difference to the channel and you know, for things moving forward. So if you could join us, click the notification bell, that would be fantastic. But yeah, Spirit is saying to me, you know, this time they want me to lay out some circumstantial cards to describe the circumstances of what is happening. Ooh, look at that. I had 3 in mind, and they've given us, 3 cards. These are the 3 it was meant to be, evidently. So let's go for it. Let's see what the circumstances are. Now, this is odd because I don't normally do this for a Karmic read, but let's see what the circumstances are. Okay, so we have serendipity. So basically, what will be, will be. We have loyalty. And we have peace. What does that mean, Spirit? What does that mean? So, serendipity, card of chance, card of, almost like signs. What will be is meant to be. It was sort of, you know, fortuitous circumstances. We have a 4-leaf clover here. Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, I get it, Spirit. Sorry, I'm not firing on all cylinders in my head at the moment, but actually, when I first laid these out, I thought, why are they giving us these cards? And what they're explaining to me is the Karmic actually took her chance with this relationship because she was looking for someone who would be loyal and stand by her, and she thought that would bring her peace. So that's what she's been aiming for. They want me to pull 3 for, now this is interesting because we've never done it like this. They keep shaking it up with these Karmic reads. They want me to do 3 for the divine masculine. Okay, so the divine masculine has been in his headspace. He's just taking each moment as it comes, which is interesting. They've just said, look at this card. They've said, I can never say this word, longevity. So the Karmic went into this. She took a chance. She thought this relationship's going to be for the long term. I want somebody who's going to be there for me and be loyal, and that's going to make me feel at peace. Whereas we have a divine masculine who's approaching this in a logical way. So far, we haven't got any sort of heart card from him. A logical way. He's taking it day by day. And what's the 3rd one? Yeah, look at this. Leap of faith. So he's basically feeling that, you know what? I've never looked at this card in this way before, but he's basically looking at it as if to say, you know what? I'm leaving the love behind me. I'm going to take a leap of faith forward. So he's more or less approached this relationship as one of chance, rather than, you know, which is interesting because that's the way the karmic went into it. But he's almost saying, well, do you know what? I think for the time being it'd be all right. Yeah, let's get into this, have a bit of fun. And when I'm ready, I'll just leave it behind me and keep going. But karmics sometimes have a different way of approaching things and a different view. So let's see what, I want to use these ones, please, these oracle. Let's move these down. Can you see those? Great. Okay. I'm very low key today. I don't know if you noticed with my tone of voice, I just feel very sort of, okay, so alongside serendipity, we have the heart chakra card. These are going to have to go on top so you can see them all. So she was looking for love. She wanted to take her chance on this relationship because she thought this divine masculine would provide loyalty. Okay, so, you know, she was looking for love, basically. Oop. She thought she'd chosen wisely. Look at this. Choose wisely. She thought she'd chosen wisely and she'd found her loyal person. They've given us an extra card here. Yeah, she thought that that would grow. She thought it would blossom. She thought that she would be financially secure, but she also thought that, you know, it was all tied up. This was the beginning of a great big rosy future. Okay. And why do we have peace, please, for the karmic? Why do we have peace? Yeah, look. She's feeling that it's a triumphant success here. She feels that, you know, she's, you know, she thought that she had done quite well and it was actually going to be a triumphant success and bring her the peace that she wanted. But let's see which cards come up for the divine masculine. So why do we have thinker, please? What was he thinking? What was he thinking, frankly? It's the wrong week. All right, what was he thinking? Yeah, it made him feel powerful. It made him feel strong. You know, if he had this needy karmic hanging around, it made him feel, you know, like strong and the provider and, you know, all those ego-driven energies that we so detest. Not that I've got an edge to me this week at all. You understand. Okay, let's have a look at the here and now. So why did he view it as here and now? Yeah, he was maybe being a bit, if we're honest, a bit devious here. You know, because I think he thought he could have a bit of fun with this relationship. And before he knew it, it became deeper than he'd anticipated. And he feels there's a part of him that felt that he was deceived here because it's ended up being something he hadn't planned. But also, there was a bit of him that was being devious here, because he may have had indications from this karmic that she was looking for the longer term, and he thought he'd go along with it and just jump when he felt like it. Things don't always work out quite as you thought. So, you know, maybe he wasn't, maybe in that as well, he wasn't being honest with himself. You know, maybe he wasn't being honest with himself about this situation. Maybe he was kidding himself when he thought, oh, she'll be all right. I'll just, you know, do this as a temporary measure. Yeah, and we have the fulfillment of wishes card here. We've come to the edge. So, you know, basically he was feeling, if this relationship isn't right for me, you know, if it doesn't serve its purpose, I'll jump because I want my wishes to be fulfilled. Okay? There may have been a part of him that thought, you know what, if I jump into this relationship, I think my wishes will be fulfilled. But I think I'd have felt that was more the case if the card had been over here. Over here, it feels like that was his plan. That, you know, until it stopped fulfilling his wishes, he'd make a jump to somewhere where he could fulfill his wishes. So he was deceiving himself all the way through. What's this? Solar plexus. Yeah, he felt he was invincible. You know, the solar plexus is all about emotions, but it's all about, you know, doing and can and action and things like that. And he actually felt that, yeah, he could handle this. It was no problem. Oh, the lessons we learn. Anyway. So, which card's next, Spirit, please? They definitely want me to do tarot. In fact, I'm going to do tarot now. Let's do tarot, folks. Go over here. Yeah, I'm a bit low-key, as you can see. Even my tone of voice is deeper today. I don't know why. I think it's just, as I say, been a difficult week. So, yeah, I kind of feel, yeah, a bit like that. You know what I mean. Anyway, so what do you want to tell us, Spirit, please, about the karmic, this serendipity in the heart chakra? What was this all about, please? Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords energy, you know, which is an indication that she, again, was being a bit devious, you know. She may have been trying to move away from a difficult situation or situation where she was unhappy, and she was trying to sort of gather in something that would make her feel better. Okay, and alongside that, yeah, oh, wow. Okay, so we've often said this. In the beginning, we talked about this karmic wanting financial security, and she saw this DM as being the person to provide it. And here we are. This was her rosy picture. So she was running away from something and trying to hold on to something that was hers because she was going through struggles, and saw this opportunity with the DM as providing all her financial security and this jolly, you know, happy family life because she has all this abundance around her. You know, we said in the early readings for this karmic that this was her aim, and then we sort of got a bit softer towards her and felt she, you know, her needs and her emotions were more complex. But there's definitely a deviousness here. As we've known all along, there's been manipulation with this karmic. So let's see, why did she feel that she'd chosen wisely? Okay, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, she felt she'd found her happiness. Look, the reason that she felt that, you know, everything was falling into place, she had the beginning of an abundant life full of love and things that would make her feel so much better, and it would provide her happiness for her, you know? Opportunity is the word that is coming through strongly today. She saw this DM as her opportunity, and she did what she wanted to do in order to keep what she saw as an abundant life. Okay, so, oh, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, you see? Gosh. You know, not only have we had the Ten of Pentacles, which shows that she's feeling financially secure by picking this DM, but she now feels, look, she's got a happy family life in her head. She feels it's been a triumphant success, and she's found her peace because she's won, basically, is how she sees it, you know? Which is odd, isn't it? Because last week's reading was talking about you know, the acceptance that it wasn't working for them. But this week she's back into the thinking that life's hunky-dory and everything's going to be happy and her dreams have come true. So, you know, we have a real roller coaster ride going on with these two, honestly. Excuse me, I was just having a drink of water. Okay, so let's see how the Divine Masculine views all that. How does the Divine Masculine view all that, please, Spirit? Okay, so we have the Five of Cups. So that's very much dwelling on things that they've lost from the past. So, you know, he went into this thinking this through, and it may well be, DF, that if you and the Divine Masculine were in separation, he may have felt that he lost you. Okay, so, you know, he wasn't seeing that you were there offering him great, lovely, beautiful things. And this is just, it's a bit like the Four of Cups energy today. The Five of Cups is coming up, but it's very much as though he felt you were in the past, that he'd lost you, it had gone, he was stressing about what had happened in the past. So it wasn't even as if, you know, in the here and now, he felt that maybe he felt a lot of damage had been done, maybe he felt that You know, maybe he was the runner. Maybe he'd run away from your relationship because he wasn't ready for it. But he felt that by doing that, he'd lost you completely. And, you know, he was stressing about that. He was worried about that. And while he was thinking all that through, along comes little Karmic, taking her chances for her abundant life. And it made him feel strong and powerful again. You know, so in a moment of weakness, this Karmic saw her opportunity, basically. Can we have another card to go with that, please? Is there another card, please? Yeah, he used his head, look. We've already got the Thinker card here. But, you know, the King of Swords, you know, strong king, cuts through any obstacles, but very led by the head. You know, rules out the emotions. So I think he was going through a hard time emotionally. And in order to deal with that, he thought, you know what, I'll have a bit of fun with this girl because she actually likes me. You know, my DF's fed up with me at the moment. Okay? Very easy situation to walk into. Very difficult situation to get out of, DM. Okay, so let's continue. So what was this deception and envy about? And why was he taking it day by day? Yeah, he was trying to bring some balance back into his life because, you know, having felt that he'd lost you and having felt that, you know, he was stressing and emotional about the past, he wanted to bring some more balance. He wanted to get back in control of his life again. And, you know, the only way he could do that was by stepping into King of Swords energy and using his head a lot to override the emotions. So in a way, he cut out the emotion. He just completely blocked it in order to take control of the situation and bring some balance back into his life. Is there another one for that one, please? Do we need to know more about deception and envy, Spirit? Yeah, he thought it'd be a bit of an adventure. You know, he thought this would be a distraction for him. He thought that if he took this action and sort of moved forward with the Karmic, it would be a distraction from the distress he was feeling about losing the DF. Okay, so we have fulfillment of wishes and come to the edge. What's this about, please, for the DM? The Divine Masculine Spirit. He thought he'd bide his time. This was never meant to be anything permanent, this relationship with the Karmic. He knew that his true heart belonged with the DF, but he knew that he'd stepped into his headspace in order to not to have to deal with those heavy emotions anymore. And he thought that this little trip with the Karmic would bring some balance back into his life. He'd have a bit of adventure and he'd bide his time before he could step forward properly, as we have him here, and take the leap of faith when he felt ready towards his divine feminine. Okay, so that's what he was planning. And what next, please? Can we have another card for the Divine Masculine, please? Another card for the Divine Masculine and what he thought would happen with the waiting time. What did he want to happen with his DF at the end of waiting? He wanted to heal the situation. He wanted to bring healing into his relationship with his DF, but he wasn't ready. And that's why he thought he'd have a bit of an adventure with this Karmic. Sadly, he chose or allowed in a very manipulative Karmic who was prepared to tie him down for the long term, or at least try it. So you all know, Divine Femmes, how this resonates with your situation. You know, and please take from it what you will. We're going to do some more cards. I love this layout, actually. It's different again, isn't it? Let me pull some Moonology and we'll come back to Tarot, I think. Okay, Spirit, what is going to come of this situation between the Karmic? What is the indications this week, please? We know it fluctuates, but what is the indications from this week? Okay, so they're saying the end of a tough cycle approaches. Okay. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Okay. So between the karmic, we're looking at between the karmic and the divine masculine. What are the energies this week? It says you and your loved ones are safe. I'm going to get some more information on that. And a new romantic cycle begins. So this is interesting. Let me just pick up some energy. I'm picking up the energy from these cards. Spirit, can you give me a second card for this one, please? I need to be clear which direction we're going in with that card. Which one? Bottom one, okay. Your dreams need a practical plan. Okay, so what we saw here is they gave us them in the lines rather than a general. So we're going to go through with some tarot in a minute to get some more detail. But what they were saying was, you know, for both of them, when they started this association, this relationship, I should say, you know, they both had their reasons, but for both of them, it felt like it brought the end of a tough cycle. So for the karmic, she was dealing with whatever difficulty she was trying to get away from and was looking for somebody to provide her financial abundance. And for the divine masculine, he felt that he'd blown things with the DF, and therefore he went into his headspace. And so for both of them, it felt like it was the end of a tough cycle. With this one, it brought security. You and your loved ones are safe. It brought security for the karmic because, you know, she felt she'd made a wise choice. She felt it was going to bring her happiness, and that's what was, you know, her security with the financial abundance, and that is what she was aiming for, and it made her feel very safe, you know. Equally, the distraction from the pain is what brought this feeling of security, this feeling of safety to the divine masculine. But there was definitely some planning on behalf of the karmic. She needed to put practical measures in place because she wanted to keep this divine masculine. I do apologise about my throat. But also, you know, for the divine masculine, he thought he'd have a bit of an adventure, and that was part of his plan, you know. Bring some balance into my life. Have a bit of adventure. That's my plan. That's good for today. He hadn't done much forward thinking, whereas he'd got a karmic who was doing a lot of forward thinking. I do apologise. The spirit throat play, they haven't done this for a long time, and I did ask them to clear my throat chakra, but for some reason, they're trying to draw my attention to something that I must be missing. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, and so we have a new romantic cycle begins, which obviously is what the karmic saw. It brought her peace, it brought her success, it brought her a happy family life. That's what she wanted, that's what she went out to get, that's what she thinks she's got. Okay, so this week we you know, have maybe, I don't know, a situation has arisen that's sort of making, maybe she's just reflecting for some of you, the karmic, because she was emotionally cut off from him last week or ready to move on. It may be that she's reflecting on what she thought this relationship was. For some of you, there may have been a change of circumstances, for example, which may make her think like that again, you know. But for the divine masculine, I do apologise. Spirit, please, will you clear... Give me a moment, please. Sorry, viewers. Okay, they wanted me to say that there may have been some sort of event or some sort of action that has brought a new romantic cycle into this situation. So it may have been in terms of the divine masculine, not what he was planning at all, but something may have happened that's made him see things in a slightly different light. Excuse me. For some of the divine masculines, you know, for him, it feels like he's been waiting a long time to bring some healing into this situation to enable him to be able to move forward to his fulfillment of wishes. And for some of you, that is the headspace that he's in this week, and he sees that as starting a new romantic cycle with somebody else, i.e. you, divine feminine. Okay, but there's definitely a mismatch of information as to where they're coming from. I'm going to pull some tarot on these. Yeah, look, the Two of Cups. There's loving energy around at the moment for some reason. You will know how that resonates for you. Yeah, okay. What other information? Can you give us some other information as to what this romantic action might have been, or what this was all about, please, Spirit? Empress. You see, the Empress is you. The Empress is you. For some of you, there's a pregnancy involved somewhere here. And that could be you that's pregnant if you're also in a karmic relationship, divine feminine, or it could be that your karmic has found out they're pregnant. Okay, but the Empress energy is your energy. And for some of you, it will be that this divine masculine has reached the point where he says, do you know what, I'm ready to step forward again to start a new romantic cycle with my Empress. And that is where it's been leading for the past few weeks. We know that's what the divine masculine wants. The readings have shown us that week on week and week and week. But, you know, there just feels like there's a complication this week. There's definitely loving energy around, but there could be a pregnancy for some of the karmics. It won't apply to all of your karmics, obviously. And this is Empress energy, which is your energy. It is your energy. So for some of you, some of you may have found out if you're in a current relationship, DFC, some of you may have found out that you're pregnant, you know? Because this is the Empress energy, but they've just said to me it's the closest card we could give you. So, yeah, there could well be some sort of news. Some of the karmics may not be pregnant, but maybe saying they're pregnant, for example. Or, yeah, the divine masculine for others of you. It's so difficult when we do these general readings because at the moment what I'm seeing, and I don't usually see this because I usually see a clearer image in one way than I do in the other. But for the moment, what I'm seeing with these three cards, it can be different ways. And they're presenting it to me in boxes. And in the box is a different scenario. So what Spirit are saying to me is it really depends on your situation as to which way this has gone. But there has definitely been a romantic change this week. Now, I'm not saying that your divine masculine is all loved up with your karmic, but there may have been something that has made him view her a little bit differently. It may be the announcement of a pregnancy, or it just may be an action that she's taken that he was touched by. It may be something that little, you know. So it kind of feels like a weird energy this week. But also, for you know, if I look at one of the other boxes that Spirit are presenting to me, you know, we had that box that I've just been talking about. Then we have a second box that says that, you know, the divine masculine is ready to move this on towards his Empress for his fulfillment of wishes. Because he wants to start a new romantic cycle, because he's done with that one. As we've seen for several weeks, he's been done with that one. So, you know, there's a bit of conflict there. In fact, let me just pull out. In fact, no, yeah. Let me pull out, because this is confusing. I understand that that may sound confusing to you, and it may sound, you know, in a way like I'm coming up with several scenarios, and I often do because it's such a general read. It will apply to different people differently, but they've given me definite boxes, and it will depend on which box sort of fits your sort of circumstances, really. Can you give me one card, please, Spirit, for each of these lines? For each of these lines, can you give me one card, please? Okay, we have be patient. Okay, they've just said in my head, this is a message for the Divine Feminine. Sorry about the doors banging in the background. I'm still at my father's flat and there's lots of coming and going in the corridor. This is that we have be patient, and Spirit is saying that this is a message for the Divine Feminines. Okay, so I know we go crazy when we're asked to be patient yet again, but this is what we're being asked to do. Again, they're saying invest in yourself at the moment. That's all you can do, Divine Feminine, you know. And equally, it's funny they've put it on that line because they've said be patient. You are going through a tough cycle, because this also, even though those cards were pulled out for that relationship, they're now picking up the meaning for us as Divine Femmes. So they're saying, look, the end of a tough cycle approaches, so be patient. They're saying celebrate you at the moment because your dreams need a practical plan, okay? They're telling us that we're safe with our loved ones, but they're saying, you know, it's time to invest in you while you're having to be patient still. And let's see what comes up for this one. Was it that one, Spirit? Yes, they said. They want you to dare to be happy. So regardless of what is going on in this situation, and you will know if there's been something, actually that would be really helpful. If there's been something significant happening between your Divine Masculine and your Karmic this week, please let me know. Because I'm beginning to think it's something with the planets and the full moon that we've just had that has brought about some sort of weird curveball in this situation. So please let me know if that applies to you. But what they're saying to you is, you know, regardless, just dare to be happy at the moment, Divine Feminine. And goodness knows, I know how hard that is. But, you know, dare to be happy. Right, let's see if we can get some outcome cards. What is the message for the Divine Feminines, please? We need further messages for the Divine Feminines, please. Okay, now this is interesting because they're saying the end of the tough cycle approaches, they're saying be patient, and they're also saying very soon. So it says clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So if you're into writing, I don't know, affirmations, or you're into scripting, there's some really good videos on YouTube regarding scripting. So if you're into scripting, this is your time while you're having to be patient to invest in yourself and be the best you can be, but also to script exactly what it is you want from your relationship with your Divine Masculine, okay? Because it kind of feels, Divine Feminine, like we need to put in the effort right now. And I don't mean we've got to go chasing the Divine Masculine, because it seems like he's dealing with something weird over here. It's like we have to plan what we want and write down what we want, because then Spirit, the universe, will have a clearer idea of, you know, what needs to happen next. So why are we saying celebrate you? What's the next message, please? Yeah, they're saying, look, you know, I know this situation, whatever this that's happened this week, is pulling you down, Divine Femmes, but you deserve love and you are lovable. And that's why they're saying at the moment, however hard it is, please try and love yourself more. Because you can't change whatever's going on in their situation at the moment. And why? What else? What is your final piece of advice for the Divine Feminines, please? Yeah. As I've just said, you can't, didn't I just say, you can't control what happens in that relationship over there, or you can't have any impact on it at the moment. All you can do is be clear with the universe about what you want. So they're saying let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. So dare to be happy in the meantime, celebrate you. As always, hang in there. And I know that is so hard to hear. Trust me, I truly know. It is hard. But this situation, however, whatever this blip was this week, there are interesting times ahead. I feel it. I feel it. And that's interesting because I've not been able to feel it all week, but I do feel it. In fact, I don't, Spirit is saying to me, be patient. And I'm saying, I don't want to wait. I want to choose another card. Sorry, Spirit. I know you're going to give me one that I don't want to see now. Okay. Let's just... I was going to finish it there because this must be a really long video. But I just want to see which way is this going to go over the next... Oh... No, they're going to make me drop the cards. I know they are, because they don't want me to do it, really. Spirit, give us an indication, please, of which way this is going to go with their relationship. I do laugh. At least they make me laugh sometimes. Okay, so Spirit are saying, let go of control. So here's me. They've already told me to let go of control. Allow this situation to unfold. And I say, just give us a bit more information. They go, no, change your focus. Okay, you win, Spirit. Okay, so, and yeah, please tell me how this resonates with you, Divine Femmes. As I say, we have had a full moon this week, and I kind of was hoping that that would bring positive changes for the DF. Please let me know what has changed in your situation this week, because for me, you know, I've had a very difficult week with my twin flame relationship, and, you know, it's exhausting, I know, but I would love to know if it's just me or whether the planets are affecting the twin flame relationships and shaking things up at the moment. Yeah, let me know. Please do subscribe. We're going to catch up with the Karmics again and the Divine Masculines next week. I normally do these readings on a Sunday, but I just felt drawn to do it today, I guess because it's been a weird week. And yeah, please, I do other readings as well, by the way, sort of work and career and love readings. So please subscribe if you'd like to see some of those. Click the notification bell. But otherwise, I welcome your likes, your shares and everything else. And next week, hopefully, we'll have a bit more clarity about what's going on. Thank you, Divine Femmes, and I will speak to you all soon. Take care.